So every morning I go outside and I collect some dandelions for the goslings. And it is by far their absolute favorite thing in the world. They love their grass, but they much prefer their dandelions. So it got me thinking. I know some people eat dandelions. Why don't we try it? So today we are cooking dandelions. This is a simple, classic recipe that is ridiculously easy to put together. So, for this recipe, we will need a pound of dandelion greens, cut into bite-sized pieces, a half a pound of bacon, cut into bite-sized pieces. I'm using cowboy bacon from Bob's. It's got a little bit of heat to it. And if you don't know what Bob's is, they're a meat processor here in South Haven. Highly recommend them. They're not sponsoring this. They don't know I'm saying anything about them, but if you're in South Haven and you have any interest in good meat, go to Bob's. And our final ingredient really is 5 hard-boiled eggs cut in half. There are 2 other ingredients worth talking about. We're going to use a splash of apple cider vinegar in a 1/4 cup of water. This we will use for deglazing later on. And I am not adding any salt in the cooking of this dish. Technically, there's a fair bit of salt coming from the bacon, but because dandelion greens are so bitter, you're going to want a salt to taste at the end of the recipe. For me, no salt was fine. For others, a pretty hefty pinch is going to go a long way. Remember, salt cuts bitterness. So, how do we make this? It's pretty simple. We put a pan over medium-high heat and we toss in our bacon. And we're just going to crisp up this bacon and render out the fat. We want that fat. That's going to become the dressing for the dandelion greens down the road. So, it takes about 5 minutes. And at the end of it, the bacon is starting to crisp up. And we've got a nice layer of fat in the bottom of the pan. And you can see there's a pretty good fond here too. So we're going to add the water and the vinegar and use that to deglaze the pan. As soon as that stops bubbling like crazy, and you can see that the bottom of the pan is starting to get clean, we toss in the dandelion greens. And we're just going to cook these for a minute or 2 until they wilt. Maybe 30 seconds, maybe 45. It goes pretty fast. The goal here is to get all of the dandelion greens wilted and coated with the bacon fat. And a little bit of the dressing from the vinegar. Once everything is starting to look like it's coming together, once the greens have wilted down, we toss in the hard-boiled eggs and take it off the heat. Now, it's ready to dish up and enjoy. Hey, Dave. This is really good. Using the spicier bacon really helped. You get the bitterness from the greens. That's definitely here. I'm not sure how much a little kid might like this, but I really do. And you get the richness from the eggs, and of course, the fat and from the bacon, it all really comes together surprisingly well, considering most of us just treat this as a weed. So yeah, eat the weeds, eat the dandelions. As always, a subscription and a comment below would be a big help. Like this if you want me to make more like it.